Counselors and mariners in Jamestown sharing their concerns about a plan by the Coast Guard to phase out dozens of navigational buoys in Rhode Island waters.
The federal agency says it wants to modernize its navigation systems, but some argue it could put boaters at risk. Kayla Fish joins us with what the council decided tonight.
Those I spoke with here in Jamestown say getting rid of these navigational buoys would be like getting rid of stop signs or other road signals. They say it's a safety concern that goes far beyond their town lines.
Anyone who owns a boat, I think, should be concerned.
Jim Hegney is the executive director of the Jamestown Harbor Commission. He and fellow Harbor Commissioner Paul Sprague urged town councilors at Monday's meeting to push back against a Coast Guard plan to get rid of dozens of navigational buoys in Rhode Island waters, including some off the town's coast.
First reaction was almost shock and awe. Couldn't understand why, especially based on the specific buoys that they've listed within Narragansett Bay.
The Coast Guard has proposed getting rid of hundreds of buoys, about 6% of the thousands they maintain in the Northeast, in an effort to modernize navigational aids. The agency says the current system predates GPS and other electronic navigation it says are widely used, and this plan would make things safer and more efficient. The buoys they've proposed getting rid of, the Coast Guard says, are labeled as not essential or not in use. But Hegney and Sprague disagree.
Most, if not all of them, are high-value buoys where they are leading boaters in or out of the bay to avoid specific areas of concern.
When you're a boater that doesn't have a GPS that obviously can tell you where you are, if you're just out sailing in your Blue Jay or something like that, and if you get into a fog situation at all, you need to be able to find those marks.
And if the buoys were gone and GPS was not functioning, you'd open up an opportunity for much more risk.
Councilors voted to sign on to a letter to be sent by the town asking the Coast Guard to keep the buoys where they are.
To remove those aids, I think, is just opening up a can of worms for people and to get into accidents and federal lawsuits.
Now, Senator Jack Reed has also urged Rhode Islanders to weigh in on the Coast Guard's plan before any changes are made. The deadline to do so is June 13th. We have more details on how to do that right now on WPRI.com. In Jamestown, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.